Community, I am joined by someone who needs no introduction at all, but you already know I'm going to give him the introduction that he deserves because he has so many incredible milestones and he has done so much in the near decade of being a content creator. He is a multi-platform content creator and a live streamer with over 600 community members across his YouTube and his Twitch and his social medias like Instagram and TikTok and all the other ones. There's more members there too. He has recently celebrated his golden 21st birthday with a donathon and raised over $178 for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. He has been a part of the FTI community for nearly 5 years, and you can find this man in almost every series, milestone, celebration, art piece that we have had both in the original FTI and present day FTI. He is one of the most supportive friends and creators that I am lucky to call a friend because this man right here goes above for everyone, and I mean everyone in his circle. FTI Community, please help me welcome all the way from California, Mr. Television himself, LD. What is going on, brother?
That's quite an introduction. Oh my God, you went all out. You did go all out, my boy. I'm telling you, my gosh. No, but dude, you did really good. I go over the top too, but man, this right here, this is the main examples of it right here. But no, I thank you so much. I appreciate you for inviting me here, and this chat has been long overdue. So to finally be on this stage after so long is amazing. To be after seeing all my friends be on this, and now to finally have the spotlight is just amazing. So just huge thank you first off for inviting me out, and it's been going well. Like, I've been having a chill day. I know where sometimes work and everything has been a lot recently, but I'm here, I'm chilling. But it's nice to have a nice little sit down with my man over here, because me and him, we go way back. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Way back.
Like way back. We'll get into it, but we've known each other for a long time. I've been a part of the community for a long time, and just to finally be here is just amazing, and I feel like really best about it. So thank you for the invite, man. I really appreciate it,
dude. 100%. What I have really enjoyed, and it may have been a calculated decision on my end, but I just knew pacing it out through the year that if we had LDB Creator of the Week at this time right now, after about 20, I guess you're number 21 Creator of the Week, there has been people joining the FTI community along the way with the previous 20. So now that we're celebrating you as 21st, there is going to be so many new eyes on you, brother, going over to the television world. But I actually want to talk about something specifically. I want to talk about what I did in that cold open there. You've been a part of so many original FTI series. Like, you were the number one Good Morning FTI Community. You went, opened the fridge, Good Morning FTI Community, closed it. That is a throwback for people who have been a part of that FTI. But take us back to when you first heard about FTI, because from your perspective, you've supported everybody. And I honestly think FTI is on the top of that list. So from the man himself, tell us about it.
No, but I've been in the community again for a long while. But I first heard about not mainly you, but mainly FTI from one of my good friends, also long time FTI supporter, Mr. Nathan 709 himself, Mr. Plushman, as I like to call him. But he promoted your work back like around March, around 2021, and I was within his Discord. That was probably like my 4th year being in there, because I've started like long before, and I've been in the Discord for a long bit before you came in. But I saw the promo that you posted. It was an old style. Like, I remember the logo. It had like a little air point, like the air point here. Like, I still have the pin. Like this one right there. I remember the little up arrow that back in the day, and I saw a promo from it, and I was like, you know what? I'll check this guy out. And then I started interacting with this guy, and then history just went forward from there. Like, I've been obviously Good Morning FTI. A lot of the little side projects that we did, the Rumble, the Rumble that's still in there, and a lot of the God, I remember off the top of my head, but those main key points and the newsletters and everything. That's what I remembered back from the old era, and obviously the new era going in now. But just getting into like familiarize with the man mindset within this man is just so like it's so complex, but it's also like mind intriguing to like how he does it. Because like I do a lot of dedication with my work, but just to see how much dedication this man puts in, and how much he does for a lot of creators. And we've talked about the like me and him, even outside of FTI. We also had like one-on-one conversations as well, just like catching up. And he like brother, he's hella chill. He is very chill. So I'm telling you. So like but it's not only we through like a relationship like within the creative space, but also like just outside the creative space. We just like here and there we text each other, and we about like life that's going on. And that's how we became really good friends. Going on to I think almost what nearly on next year will be what 5 years. Like
Yes,
we
sir.
talked a little bit. Yeah, no, it's crazy. Like we're going old quick, and like I like to see that the support that's just gone like at least now this far is just like man, not only we're getting old, but also to kind of reflect about like how much work that we've grown from like all these years, and within like knowing each other, and how the work has evolved. It's just insane. So I'm very happy within that and that with that forefront. So um yeah, no, I'm happy. I not only get to call you a good creative, well, creative and organizer, but also like good friend as well. Like
100.
100%.
You're a brother,
You
man.
do a lot, man. You do a lot. I know.
I specifically wanted to begin with that point because I never, and I promise you, I've never began an in your studio podcast talking about somebody's introduction to FTI. But I chose you specifically because I just enjoy how excited you get talking about your friends. Because this leads me into my next point, and that gets the excitement behind you. Because on
Mhm.
July 13th, 2017, that was the day you officially kicked off your YouTube journey on the LDTV channel. In the 8 years you've been growing as a creator, you have not only connected with different creators and people worldwide, but you've also celebrated so many milestones. The recently mentioned and recently passed golden 21st birthday, 600 plus community members across Twitch and YouTube, Twitch affiliate, taken part in both FTI's third year and fifth year, cameos in dozens, and I mean dozens of creator projects such as the Nathan 709, the N10 lads, VannaMelon, so much. But now the spotlight is on you to begin this conversation, sir. Tell us who LD is for the people who are just learning about you this week.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. I've done a lot, like seriously. Like, and it's over these like what almost about to be like 9 years now. It's a lot. It's a lot. But yeah, no. I've started, and actually this technically there is some part. There's a part of the lore that was in here. I know the channel date technically says July 13th. I started actually before, like in the beginning of that year, like 2017, like January 2017. Like I know it says it, but the how that part correlated. I started off um I within my channel, the first part of the videos that were on there, it was under my mom's email. So I was
I
like, oh.
got you.
So and then she was like, she caught on to it. I was like, okay, all right, I need to switch email. So that's where the this channel now like resonates. The whole old channel is like locked away. I probably still have like I still have most of the videos, like old videos and stuff, somewhere underneath my it's in my drive, but it's one of my corrupted drives, but it's in there. If I somehow do find it, I'm gonna upload all the old footage stuff, because it's especially within like this time now, it's kind of like kind of nice to kind of look back from back then. But no, I started around January 20 like around mid January 2017, like January 16th. And I used to do, which for those of you who don't know, I should start off with that first. Hi, I'm LD. I'm LD, but I wanted to get that point out of the way. But no, my name's LD. Most people in the community call me as LDTV, Little Dookie TV, or for Lawrence the Tookie, for Night Skies Community. I've been called so many names off the top of my head I can remember, but people usually call me by LD or LDTV. I will say this: my content has evolved through so many phases, like back
So many.
like so many, from when I first started up to right now. But like in the beginning, I was making just like random videos that I just find like off my my old I have it's in the box, but I have my old phones, just whatever that I would want to capture. Not just like on the camera, but also like on when when YouTube had that little, they had a YouTube gaming app, and you could
Mhm.
have the live streaming, like just capture your phone. That's what I did like back in the day, because I didn't had like a proper like setup to, like, I didn't like my childhood, I would say, and especially this rolled into when I started out. I never really had like like a Switch and like 3DS or a Wii. Like I only grew up with, I think, a PlayStation 2, and my dad's, like, this is all my dad's, by the way. Like my dad's PlayStation 2, my Xbox 360, and then I think, yeah, my Nintendo DS. That's it. That's mainly the three. And obviously I had my phones and stuff too, but um because of my my family, like, back in the day was like saving money and stuff. We didn't really have I didn't really have like the childhood luxury compared to like what I am, like, at least right now, with what all the switches and like the 3DSs and like there's obviously the laptop right now, and just getting exposed. So I wasn't really exposed to like a lot of like big anime and like a lot of media and stuff that all the kids like within my age back in the day were getting into. Like I just only had this, so this especially affected my content as well, because this rolled into this I was recording with whatever I had, and I got a small decent few people from it. But I remember just recording those, and then I remember, like, at least this was at the time too when I was like watching my inspirations at the time. Obviously, two people. Obviously, I got to bring up big. Obviously, VannaMelon. Good friend, good absolute friend. I say this a lot, and I'm gonna say this a lot with my content creator friends too. But they're on, like, what I'm gonna say about them is legit, and I'm gonna say like they're the most hearted people I've ever gotten to know. But Vanna, legit, and Alex CND. You guys don't. For those of you who don't know who Alex CND is, he was the person who was first in line for the OG Nintendo Switch. Back in Nintendo New York, and that's where I could, like, those two communities, and those creators I remember watching back then, um, honed me into like the main key point of, like, okay, I want to do this gig. So like I started out doing as I did, and that's where I started slowly meeting, like, getting my name out there, and slowly meeting few of my content creator friends that I would get into, like, at least today. And that's at least now where like a lot of the content like slowly evolved by then as I got older. Like I'm like finally got to learn how to get a laptop and like record off that, and like finally got, like, I finally have a Switch too. Like I got a Switch, so I could easily like record stuff up there, and I just expanded like my varieties of, once I started able to have enough money and, like, save up to get those things, then I was like, okay, maybe I could start expanding the content a little bit more. So that's where, all, like, a few years later, few more of the live streams come into play, and obviously like more like in-depth videos. Like I started getting like higher quality like stuff to record with, so I was able to do like unboxings, and I was able to also do like travel with it. Like I was able to vlog for the first time, like, in person as well. So but I it those aspects helped me in general get my name out there. And it kind of, it's from that standpoint, from where I first started up all the way up to right now, from where I like mainly am, just to think of how I evolved from back then and now is just kind of, it's kind of like, I don't want to say crazy. It is crazy, but it's like it's kind of precedented to kind of think about, because like I've started this when I was and started this gig while I was like 12, like barely 12ish. So now that I'm like 21, it feels surreal because it kind of feels like now I'm like an oldie, like an old OG. Like I'm kind of like, okay, I'm like I'm in this mindset of like, oh, I remember watching all like my inspirations, obviously, Vanna and CND. I remember watching them, and then I was like, okay, and their content's really good. Got me to what I do, and now I'm just like in this like zone, like the few years like later, kind of doing the same thing. It's like the power torch has been passed. I had like a few of my friends ask me about like YouTube. Now it's gotten to that point now where it's like, oh, do you have any like big advice, for like what do you want to do? And I'm just like, oh, like I have a lot. I have a lot to say
Yeah.
because I've joined literally right in the like where YouTube's like adpocalypse was happening. So I saw like all the revenue and all the YouTube drama and everything just go around back then. But now like I've coming into this point like as well, like I've experienced a lot. And especially like, you know, a lot of stuff happening within the content creator space, and I've seen a lot of it evolve. So to see like people ask me that, it feels surreal, but also it just feels like a lot has changed and we evolved, and it's just insane to think about. Like, cause we've been doing this like I've been doing this for a long while, you've been doing this for a long while, and it's just like it brings up at a time. It's like, oh, we're getting old, but also just like, man, look how far we come. Literally, just within
Exactly.
that retrospect, it's just surreal. It's just surreal to think about. At the end of the day.
With that journey you just took the FTI community and myself on, something that stood out to me there was just how you mentioned like you did it from such a young age and now you're 21 and you even have some of your like closest like content creator friends, I'm sure in real life, family members and friends as well. When
Hmm.
you look at it from that perspective, do you think the knowledge or like the advice you're giving them is something that maybe you've experienced before and you want to make sure they don't experience that? Or maybe the flip side of the coin, you're giving them advice that you wish you knew at that age.
I think it's the way of both. Because I know again, the content creator space has evolved from what it was like back then, like back in 2017. Like nowadays, like it's like now compared to before, it's much more easier to like create content than ever before. Because back then, you were kind of limited as to like what you were able to do, and especially at a young age when you don't have a lot of stuff that all these like big YouTubers at the time that they have. Like it's like, man, you wish you have that luxury. Like you really wish you would have that. But like you were like, okay, I just got to figure out at least what I can do within my like what I have, and see like later, like it'll be a learning path. Like it's a good learning path to kind of go off of, like as like the years go by. And that's something that I say to a lot of people, that like, yes, it's gonna be a little rough at first, like I will say, like you're gonna have a few hiccups here and there, and those are natural, right? Because I know you're gonna try your best to like really avoid them, but it's like it's one of those like you're gonna have a few bumps in the road that's gonna be like, oh, you can't really like avoid this, you have to face it like head on. So it's just like, okay, what do I do? What do I do from that standpoint? And I had time, like a lot of times within that, over my like the last few years that I've been doing it, where it's just like, okay, how do I manage through this? How do I manage, overcome it? How do I, make sure, this doesn't happen again and whatnot? So that's the main thing. That's main thing. It's like, don't like, if you can at least be like, if you're gonna do like deal with stuff like it, just be natural. Be natural. Don't like, don't be too like, it's okay to take risks, like a lot of time. That's what one of my friends told me. But obviously you're gonna have some risks here and there that are gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be very iffy. So, and it's okay. It's okay because you're gonna have stuff like that, and that's what I tell always to a lot of people, right? You gotta always take risks when you can, but also when you deal with something, right? You gotta be natural. Just be natural about it, right? And it's when you start out, especially, you know, be yourself. Just be yourself. Don't go like, I know I've seen a lot of people do a lot of these trends and stuff like that. Like I know it's not really like I've seen people success from it, but like especially like for you when you're like just starting and like at least want to get your name like at least out there, it's just like you want to start at least. Don't go like to like the hit like the more hobby. Like if you want to take that risk, go ahead. But mainly just be yourself. Mainly be yourself.
Yes.
That's mainly it. And it it'll feel bumpy at first, but once you start getting your name out there, right? Then you're gonna get into that point. It's like okay, then you're gonna have that. It's like that confidence level. It's gonna start normal, and it's gonna go. That confidence is slowly gonna go up. And obviously again, but and like support obviously from a lot of people. You can't obviously. I've seen people who do this alone and legit, they are the legit like trailblazers, legit. Like I give all respect, 100%. But you're gonna need like a few people at least by your side to like help you, at least be like that guide to like help you like succeed. And that's obviously that's where like where I came from, and not only just spreading my name to like a few of my friends when I first started, like just getting to know them, but also just getting my name out there is just something that like I've you want to do. And it takes a lot of confidence to do it, and especially as a person, because I used to have like really like high like anxiety, and I was like timid to like who the people that I really met. So it's just like, because this was a couple years ago, by the way. Like if you knew me specifically from a couple years ago, then this conversation would have been a lot more different because I would have been dealt with a lot of like high anxiety with people who I trust and here and there. But I broke it out of that show like somewhere like around senior year, and I'm glad I did. Like even though it was late to the point where it's like, oh, I can't get like I can't get a prom date or whatever. But it it got me out to where having it made me have like this third like the third like vision like eye mind like sense to like kind of go into like, oh, have this like type of philosophy to like, oh, see how people are feeling, and how people deal with situations like these. And it like I would say like you doing this as well, it breaks out of your shell a lot. Because they like being stuck, especially when I was in COVID year, and this was when I was doing this like obviously like online school and this as well. Like it kind of broke me out of that shell to be like, okay, I when I get back in person, I need to get my name out there, right? And especially since it was senior year, I need to make I need to get my name out there before, because I'm not going to be seeing those people again for a long bit. So I'm like, okay, and YouTube taught me that, right? Like get to know them, like get to like get to know them, get within the space, see how they feel, and that's it. Kind of reflected to how I was in real life too, and especially now I have a job now, which helps practice within that. And like compared to what I was before, like a few years ago, and up to right now, my confidence has gone up like so much ever since
Hell
then.
yeah.
So like my social confidence has just been like I could meet new people face to face, like and just like get to know them, like slowly know them, and like get to know like kind of I like not like go all out, but like just kind of like slowly knowing them and trying to get into the topics that like we can correlate with. And that's the main thing. Like both you're gonna use this as well. Like this can be a main factor for like any other like real life like thing as well. And this is the main example of it. Just like be natural, right? And it's okay to like take risks, and just you know have support. Just like don't like keep your head up. Don't like ever like think that you're doing something wrong. You're not. Like you, as long as you have people support. And I always say this to people as well, as long as you always have someone that at least is by your back, right? That's the strength, at least at the end of the day, to like at least keep you going. So at the end of the day, that's the that's the motivation booster you need to like not only like do this, but also like get through life as well. So
Yes,
this
I
that's
agree.
the main aspect of it, you know. That's why I always tell people. Holy shit, not gonna jinx. I should have not opened my mouth. Okay, wait. I got it. Big bone, okay. He's already hit. Bye. Oh! Alright, time to cook his chat. Oh, what the fuck?
You got it in class, LD.
Oh no! Oh no! Find this guy over here. Bye.
Something that I've always admired about you specifically is how self-aware you are of your goals and your aspirations, and just like how you're very like authentically you when you like talk to your friends, Discord calls, talk on social media, Instagram, etc. Because I think that paints a picture to the confidence that you have behind the scenes, because as a content creator, your main audience is your camera, and when you're speaking
Mhm.
to a camera, you're building a relationship. Like, you're looking at the camera, but there's so many people on the other side on like screens that like you're meeting through like mutual interests, such as like Nintendo and
Mhm.
football and baseball and just all these like niche interests that you may have that are the ones I didn't name. If you were to kind of, I guess, curveball question to you, would
Yeah.
you would you more so lean your success towards the views and the numbers you get, or do you judge your success and your self-worth based on like the friends and the milestones and the growth you've had on your journey so far?
That's a good question. Because when I first started, yeah, obviously, views and numbers were a thing back then. It was like, oh yeah, it's like all the numbers and stuff like that. You need those all to succeed and yada yada. And I get that. I get that mutual standpoint within that. But like as like the years kind of like went on, I started to realize it was like, I mean, these are cool. These are really cool to like at least have like on the wall just achieve. But if you like the real thing that really matters at the end of the day, and especially up to now, since I've been, obviously I've been doing this for so long, but I've gone to a point where it's like, okay, I've been doing a lot, I've achieved a lot, right? It's not up to where compared to like, oh, what big YouTubers want to be, but it's enough to where it's like, okay, I think right now what matters right now, as long as you're making, because you're basically up there. Like once you've reached a level at a point, um, within the like years you've been doing it, and especially for me, um, once you've been up there to the point where it's like, okay, you made it, you basically made it, right? Then you start to think about, okay, I think what matters to me now is the memories and the content. Like the content's like nice to archive. It's kind of like a little like time capsule per sense, but it's more of like a archival, like memory type mindset. Because it's like you're making friends with a lot of these people, and it's been in the aspect of like, okay, like yes, I would want them to be like there, and I want to at least have like a memory of like some sort to like when I get older, I want to at least talk with my grandkids about like, oh, this is who this person was, and like who like how I got to know them, and like the type of content that I want to introduce, like in the future. But it just got to now where that mindset's just like, okay, yeah, no, it's let's archive this. Let's not think about the numbers are good, the views are great, that all those are like successful, but you made it. Let's just vibe. Let's just vibe.
Yep.
Let's just chill and just be like, okay, let's just see if let's just archive and just record like as much as we can, and like make memories and just make friends. It's kind of like I know it sounds kind of niche. It kind of sounds like something like out of an anime, but really, it's within that aspect. Because like especially in the future, like going into the future, like when start like this technically doesn't exist. No, you want to have some sort of archive for it. So it's like, and this is like the main aspect within that. Like again, yes, numbers do matter and stuff like that. Like there's times when even I included, but I still think about it here and there. But that's like when I close to like within that number. But
Yeah.
when it's just like right, like you just reached it, I think it's like at that point you want to focus on more of like letting you and the audience and your friends and everything just making memories and just having a good time. Um, like whenever you're live or like recording and like whatever content you make, like you just want to have that like aspect just within there, and it's good to have that. It's good to have that, especially within like an archival like mindset. Like I'm a type of person who likes to archive a lot of stuff. So
Yes.
and like especially into like the future. So this works within this standpoint because I could like again like in the future I could have something to like tell my grandkids to be like, hey, I was a YouTuber. Did you know that? And it'd be like, dad, you're a YouTuber? And I'm like, yeah, I was. That's me back in the day. And yeah, no, it's something I want to have like in the future. When I reach that point. But I don't know when that will be. But yeah, for now it's just like doing that mindset as much as I can before there isn't a really necessary way to like archive like stuff into the future. So
When FTI came back, it came back at a very like pivotal, not pivotal, I guess, but it came back at a very important time in my life because I realized I lost my identity of self-worth because I realized that I always enjoyed making sure others felt appreciated and celebrated, which was always the core aspect of FTI, or like the
mhm.
core mission statement rather. I'm trying not to sound like a fucking inspirational YouTuber here. That's the last thing I
Yeah,
want to sound like.
nah,
But
you good, you good.
but
I
what
feel you on that. I feel you.
what I remember very specifically was in the old FTI, I just really didn't know what I wanted. I just wanted a platform to like celebrate my friends and like bring new artists in, but I was always judging it off the numbers. So I remember the promise I made to myself when FTI came back is that everybody has their own definition of success, and since we're in a world where like everybody can be a content creator, everybody can be a musician, which is incredible. It's like it's so like the pool of being a content creator is one of the more difficult realms you can do as an artist to like try to make it your full-time gig because there's millions of people trying to do that exact one. But if you look at content creation as just building your own path to success and your own definition of success, nobody can tell you that you didn't quote unquote make it because you're under 2,000 subscribers, you're under 1,000 subscribers. As long as like
Oh
you
no.
enjoy going live like 4 times a week on Twitch, no matter if you upload a YouTube video once a year. Maybe you upload private videos and just share them with your friends to be a Discord content creator for your friends. As long as
Mhm.
your needs are fulfilled, that's what I always will go to. And something that you're big on is collaboration. I would say
Mhm.
that 90 to 95% of what you publish and will create and publish involves at least one or five others to make everything feel like a must see event, whether it's ringing in N10's yearly September video, which happens to fall on your birthday, playing
Mhm.
party games such as Peak with myself, Mario Kart with a lot of people, finding opportunities to mix your community with the FTI community, cameos and millions of videos. The list goes on and on and on. Why is collaboration an important part of your journey?
I think collaboration, at least for me, is just again like just the social aspect of like getting to know people, and especially not only getting to know people, but also getting to know people that have like the same similar interest as to you is mainly the thing that as to why I collab with so many people. Because
Everybody.
like especially with everyone, like the list goes on, like legit. No, but no, that's the main reason as to why I would have that aspect. It's just like get to know people in a sense of like at least what they do. And like it like yes, again, it is a good a way to like spread your name out there and like get connected with like their community and like get to know like find new people and like you see it's like a cycle. It's like kind of a life cycle a little bit. It's like it repeats. And like for me, like I've done it with so many people and it's just to now, like over the years, like again, the list goes on, but like I do it specifically in the sense to just to like like get to know people, because like again, like you're not gonna like there's people out there that are like sometimes they're iffy, and sometimes and that's okay, but like especially within that sense of like getting to know people, is it good because you can also not only within the content and also with the good side of it, it's also like having like just them to be like co-op and like ask for advice and just be like, yo, okay, so and this is what I was with like a few of my good friends as well, and it was like, yeah, okay, so what do I'm going, like I have this going on, and I can't really find a good way to like approach this at instance. What do I do? And like a few of my friends, like they've all like within my team as well. They were right there. They were right there, always within my back to help like support. Like at least not only just I do to support them, but also they support me and like what I do. It's like a mutual like trade off. And it's good to have that specifically because like the more people that you have, right? And like I'm not saying it's like no matter what amount more or like less, or like no matter what amount you have, um, that people, right? You always wanted to have someone to at least reach out and ask for
Count on.
advice, count on whenever you need something, and that's how I am with with not just the mutual aspect within that, and but also the content side of it as well, and that's how we've reached with a lot of collaborations and stuff, and like again, like I've sent Nat the playlist. It's a lot. Like it's a lot. It's like it's a
Yep.
lot. Like legit.
Yep.
Like it takes a while to scroll down. Like legit. No, but it's within the like those two aspects alone is to why I collab with so many people, and you see a lot of people within like the streams as well. Like even like in the when I stream as well. Like I have like a little stream VC that I'm usually in, and then me and my mods just usually talk about um like we play the games and stuff like that, but also we talk and chill because like again, a lot of people like at like especially there's times where people like had a long day, like the day has been like very iffy, so it's just like I want to like actually like have that as like a space for like people to like sit down and just talk about like not only like get to play like interact with me and a few people within the game, but also like interact like within like the chat as well, and to get to know
Yeah.
like get to know like the
Build
who
connections.
they are like outside, like the connection of like what they do, what they like, how they are feeling, and all that sort of stuff in between. And that aspect is like why I I like collabing like the most, just getting to know people and just with like getting to see how they are and just vibing, because that's what you need. That's what you need. Interaction, You can't really get it without support,
Hey FTI family, I'm here right quick to tell you about my newest video. I made a video on the newly released Silent Hill F, giving my thoughts on the game as well as addressing some of the discourse I've seen about the game online. Are you curious about the themes in the game or want to hear what everyone's been saying? Then I encourage you to check out the video after this podcast and maybe subscribe if you want more quality video game essays. Thanks as always to FTI for showcasing my work. Back to you.
I agree. I think what's really cool and really related to that is how when it comes to you tuning into what other people do. Actually, quick side note, I just thought this on the spot. I don't know if you've ever thought about it this way. Hopefully you have not, because I'm going to feel like a genius. So your name is LDTV, and the third and fourth letter of that is TV. And a TV has many channels. So the reason a TV has many channels is because it's a variety. So there's a variety of things that LD has going on. I'm trademarking that. I came up with that original thought. But back to my
you got it. No, you got it. You got it. I've thought of that aspect like a little bit like in the past, but like I've never really like fully grasped on to like the full point until like you said it. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. That makes so much sense, At least now you could claim it right now. Like make this the trademark chat. Mark it, y'all. Come on.
This is the highlight moment. I think what's really awesome is just on the flip side of that, when it's not LD content, you're always the first one to share what your friends are doing. You're the first one to leave a comment, leave a like, I remember at one point in time, the FTI newsletter would be published at 12 o'clock, and at 12:01, LD retweeted it on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok,
bad.
everywhere. And the same goes for so many videos and content creators in your circle, not talking about the actual collaboration part anymore, but kind of your mindset behind it. What is it about showcasing what your friends create that always drives you to be like first to share it with your community?
I think it's just like, seeing how mainly like not just like the mindset like each of my like friends have, because each of our mindsets are different, but also it's just like seeing like the work and how hard they put in within like a specific project, no matter how big it is. Just seeing how big the scale of it is, no matter what, it's just like, okay, I feel like this needs to be like someone needs to this needs to be spread into a lot more people need to see like this topic, because especially there's like topics out there that people talk about, but they don't, it's not really as much discussed, but like I'm one of those people that like see it, and it's just like, okay,
Everywhere.
you know what, this needs to be seen by a lot more people, because like that I correlate to it like heavily, and I feel like this is gonna make sense with a lot of different people, and especially within like my interest as well. And if it's something that strikes my interest like a lot, it's just like, okay, I need to share this out like right there, because like not just comment, but just just boost it out there, because I feel like it needs to be seen, and I feel like it needs to be boosted in a like space that's like, okay, people are gonna understand this a lot, and in my retrospective, and people need to like people have their own opinions within it, but the people need to like see the topic, and like it needs to be like seen more, and kind of like give like an understanding of like, okay, you know what, I know how hard they worked, so I'm like, you know what, might as well boost up there and just let like no matter what topic it is, no matter what kind of form of content it is, like music or like show or like anything, I'm just like, okay, I need to boost this. Like it's me, especially when it comes out too. Like I'm always the first one to like put it in there and just be like, and that's like,
Always,
dude,
always.
I'm telling you, like, and I've somebody bought this up like one time, and especially with the retweets and stuff on Twitter. By the way, I still call it Twitter. By the way,
Me too. Yep.
OGs at the end, but I like somebody brought it up, and I was like, oh, why do you retweet so much, and like a lot of stuff, and it's just like I say the same answer. It's just like people need to see this thing, because like you don't know how hard it is, and like how long it took them to like create that thing. So I'm like, okay, like this, like the work needs to be like recognized within that as point, like right there, and that's why I am with a lot of people, not just outside the FTI community, but like also stuff that I see
Everywhere.
from like, art, music, media, anything that like I see is just like, okay, I'm right there. People have an understanding to it, and there you go. So that's how I am, and that's why I do all the retweeting and reposting and stuff. Which I know, I get it. I know people usually have my notifications and stuff turned on, which is fine, but I know it blasts the feed everywhere. So to those people, I apologize. I apologize heavily, because that's I know it gets annoying. I know that how notifications feed work. It's annoying, but no, it's no, I just do it in that aspect, and I do it a lot just to kind of boost it up there. Like it's just like, oh, it's another way to be like, hey, you need to see this, And I know it's pushy, but like trust me, it works. So there you go. That's how it is, with content, and especially with every form of media that I see nowadays. So
We absolutely need more people like LD, because I don't even think he hit the home. Like, this man retweets everything. And something that you brought up there that I always find very interesting, asking content creators specifically, because people just categorize them in that one realm. But I kind of put it in the realm of like art creation too, because at the end of the day, you're providing entertainment, you're creating something. So stepping out of the world of content creation and looking towards the other realms of art, I would not only argue that you're married to the idea of only being a content creator, you just love creation in general. Is there a different world that you would ever dabble in, like whether it's like music, visual art, short films, or like something like that? And like, what would it be?
Whew, okay. Oh, this is a tough one as well. This is a you. I'm telling you, man. This man did really good research. I told him the other day, chat. I'm telling you. Like when I told him, I was like, okay. When I first brought up to this, I was like, yeah, I've seen the episodes, man. I know you do good research. This man has the research mind of like Nodward and Sean Evans and hot ones, and it's just like, bro, his research is top on. I'm
I
telling you.
appreciate you.
No, but I think within that aspect, I think it's just mainly it's a combination between like gaming, like anime, and like music, like something along within those three, and also like for like visual like media, like short films and like movies and stuff like that. Just like have like those niches combined all into one, and just be like just to have like something within that plot. Like it feels kind of like a movie a little bit, and it's just like though those aspects within like all of those things have something in common, and they all have a way to like tell a story, right? And to have an origin story of like, okay, where this thing leads to, and how there's a beginning, a middle, and end, but also there's like plots in between that are like, okay, how did it was it evolve? Is the storyline stuff like that? That's what each of like and especially forms of media too. Like nowadays, that's what's common. That's what's really common for them. Even when they're combined together, that's what's common. And like no matter like especially no matter like how you put it, and I've learned this in film class too. Um, it's everything's like a story. Everything's like a storybook. Everything's like like a origin story, and it's like everything correlates to each other in a sense, and it's like yeah, there's plots that are going to be really different, and there's a lot of different genres out there that are going to be like, okay, it's different, that's sure, but they all correlates to like one thing. It tells a story of like different genres, but also a lot of people have like different ways of going within the story, right? Like how the story is told, and that's like especially with content nowadays, right? A lot of people have their own story to tell, and it's just like, and especially within like how like no matter what form you're in, what form of genre you do like you make, right? And like no matter what form form of media you make within it too, it's like you're telling your own perspective, you're telling your own you're getting your own ideas out there, and you're telling your own story towards like you have a storyline, you have a plot, and you're reflecting it into this thing right here. And that's mainly content nowadays too. It's just your story, your own perspective, and it's just like all of it just right there. But that's a good correlation to how we would put it. But though, like I would say within those genres, those would be like the main key. But those all correlate within the same exact thing.
This next one is the staple of the In Your Studio podcast, which I absolutely love hearing the answers from absolutely everybody. And I know yours is going to be none different because I want to know your answer very bad. What is the topic we are going to talk about? It is going to be about vulnerability, my friend. And as a content creator, you've already touched on it. You have talked about how you got your, I guess, like your self-esteem and your like awareness to be in rooms and like kind of attract attention through content creating, through recording yourself, through work, as you mentioned, even at like your actual 9 to 5 work. Like it built relationships and it built confidence in yourself. That also came at the part of being vulnerable as well. In your words, as a content creator, how does vulnerability affect your world and how do you take it on? Do you use it as a tool or do you try to avoid it?
Honestly, I use like that's also a good question. I've seen this discussed a lot. But I use it as both. in a sense. Like yes, I mean there is ways that you can avoid it, but mainly there's also like I said again, there's times where it's like okay, you have to face it head on. So it's like okay, um, I like again like the circumstances that I like, especially when I live in. Like I'm this is not even my house technically. Like this is my I'm living out of my like I'm living with like my parents. We're taking care of my grandma right now. But this is her house, and like this is literally as you guys could see it. Like I'm gonna take my webcam out for a second. Like this is a living room, as you could see. It's like a whole
Yep.
living room, and then like my corner. This is just I used the corner of my room, just to put it into perspective. So like we're saving money and stuff, and especially for my own apartment as well. So like when that time comes, it will come. But again, that's one aspect that like that you're gonna have is distractions, and that's something that I came in as well because again, a lot of the focus is like you're gonna have a lot of stuff that's like here and there that's like especially parents interrupting and stuff like that. And I had that with a few of my other contents as well. Like I had to be like, okay, I know this is an idea, and especially with my birthday stream and stuff too. I had to convince them. I was like, okay, can you let me do this? And then they because back in the day, like right, especially they were not into like social media. They still are. But back then they were heavily like against social media and stuff like that. And nowadays it's just like okay, they got into a place where it's like okay, I think it's something that's gonna be unavoidable at this point because this is like the future. This is the future nowadays. Everything's gonna be honed within here. So I'm thankful I've done it for this long, and I think they realized so it's like okay, like I know it's sometimes here gets a little iffy, but we let them do it. It's understandable. So real quick, I just want to shout out my mom and dad. Thank you, and to my family members, thank you for letting me do this gig right for so long. Like I know it's been very iffy, but I'm glad you guys finally understood like the fullness of it in my vision of what I do, which is obviously a great thing. Like I never told him this like personally, but like this I wanted to give it like this space to like also get that out there as well. But no, within that aspect, and also like obviously school, you have school, and then also IRL needs as well, and obviously a job. Like me and math, I'm not I almost call it math. Shout out math, by the way. Great guy.
We're
I,
winning.
I I know so many mats. Okay, I know
Yep,
so
me
many
too.
mats. I know so it's like the most common name. But me and Matt, we were talking before the podcast about the uh, how hard is to it kind of balance this. And especially balance is kind of a hard versatility point as well. Because again, you have multiple things going on right now, and especially I work in retail. Which again, shout out my work crew. Y'all chill and y'all amazing, like legit, love y'all. But he's a manager, so I was like, okay, and I know that's even harder. So it's just like trying to find the right balance. I will say right this distractions and balance. Those are the two hardest things of versatility that are all on a like that are iffy, but also you can't really like avoid them no matter what. And like finding like you gotta at least for distractions, right? Try to at least like especially within my case within my parents as well. Like just give them a heads up. That's what I usually do, and I like I try my best at times. I get a little hyped sometimes, but like, I try to tone it down here and there. Um, so that's mainly a thing, and obviously that comes to play into putting into a balance as well, because obviously you're gonna have a lot of things that are gonna be unpredictable, and especially with school and job and everything. Like life is like very you have like and especially I've learned this for the last few years as well. You're gonna have a lot of things that are gonna come in life that are gonna be very unpredictable, and it's gonna be hard to like kind of, and especially they're gonna come not just unpredictable, but also like at like any minute moment's giveness. You're not gonna have like any time to react to be like, okay, figure out a game plan and stuff like that. And it's iffy, I know. So that's why at least I try. I also say this with a lot of people as well. Don't put too much on your plate, and it's a little niche, I know, but if you put so much on your plate, then it's gonna be very hard to manage. And
Yep.
especially with me, I've learned that the last few years as well. Because if the more stuff you put in place, right, and especially the more you put stuff off, right? It's gonna lead into like, oh, I don't have the capacity to deal with all of it, right? And it just slowly becomes into more of like, burning out and burning out and burning out and everything. And it's just like, you don't want that. You don't want that. Because I know like burnout sucks. And I've been one of the few to be like, I've experienced it at least more like a little bit more than once or twice, but I've like I found a good balance within it nowadays, like especially this year and this last year as well. And like I've been doing good, I will say, managing within that. Like I know it's a lot. Life's unpredictable, but with what I have right now, it's good enough to it's a good balance to be like, okay, it's good enough for me to like at least chill and relax, but also it's a good feed to at least kind of put into the different things like at the end of the day. So I just split it up, right? Split it up, balance yourself, right? Don't put too much on your plate, right? And if distractions happen, because life's unpredictable, right? At least have some time to like don't like you're not gonna be able to face it head on, but at least have that scenario like prepared to be like, okay, you need to have like a backup plan. Always have a backup plan, a plan B. Because if you don't have a plan B, if you don't have a plan C, if you don't have a plan D, then that plan A, it's gonna lead into a lot more like chaos, right? So you have to always within that point split it up and try to balance yourself. That's the main thing that I not only have learned doing throughout this job, but also just putting it into here as well. Like just it you like this it gives you life skills outside of
Yes,
it
it does.
reflects to a lot. And like it's I know a lot of people think it's very iffy, but it's at the end of the day it's a good thing. It's a very good
Mhm.
thing that people put within that. So that's versatility within that range for me. And then, like it's okay, right? If you don't have a lot on your plate right now, that's okay, right? You got always, as long as you have the right balance to help you succeed, right? And you'll get there. But pace yourself. Pace yourself.
Pace yourself.
It's okay to pace yourself. Because if you do a lot at one time, then it's gonna add on. That's more adding on to the plate, and that's what you don't want. So pace yourself. It's okay to pace yourself and just be like, okay, when the time's right, move on to the next step. And then when the
Yep.
time's right for that, move on to the next step. And so on and so forth. Right? It's like life. It's like life within general. You're gonna learn about that a lot. And I know a lot of people don't say like a lot about it, but it's again, that's the aspect of life that's important right there. Because you want to
Balancing.
have time for yourself to chill, and you want to have the time for yourself to do all this stuff. And as long as you have a good balance within the two, you'll be successful. And that's how I've learned it.
I personally don't know if I have learned that myself, but that is a topic for that's a conversation for another day because I could go on and on about how my plate is usually work with like maybe 20 minutes to chill. These last three questions for you, my friend, are the final three questions, and I've been told that they're some of the most thought provoking questions. So I'm gonna hit you with them. It's kind of a speed round, not limited to one medium. Choose as many as you'd like. Put the FTI community onto some things that you're checking out recently. Music, film, anything at all, anything and everything.
I'm glad you said no limit because I am about to give this boy a list, chat. I'm about to give y'all a list. I'm gonna do a couple of the different mediums as well. So that's a good thing. First things first. For like this is gonna be correlated to art. And I want to give not just this guy a shout out, but also give the whole crew a shout out because I've learned this. I've known this crew since early 2023. And I met this guy from a few months back in 2022, like October 2022. But I've hopped within his community in a Mario Kart stream, and I've got a chance to meet his crew and get to know the crew. And they're, honest to God, really really chill. So and so legit huge Raccoon, Alyssa, mainly Raccoon and the whole cafe crew, the Pow Cafe crew. I'm gonna list them out. Fuck it. Raccoon, Alyssa, Hypercat, Crap, Dino, um, Mary, Demon, and Omega Magnus. that's the Pow Cafe crew. I've gotten to know them legit. And I've been in there a couple of streams for a long, long while. Even up to this point, and they've been really, really good friends. And they're one of the communities that I've gotten to know, and get expanded with like a lot of mediums because I've legit not only I've gotten into like modding with like Among Us, not Among Us, but Lethal Company and shoot, what's that one game? Content Warning. But also I've got a chance to like learn about more art and also learn about more like anime and media because I've watched Arcane with them and legit Arcane. Honest to God, this is why I got those YouTubes back there. Like they are, I don't know if you can see them, but they are really good. It's a really good show. Go watch Arcane Chat. But though that one's really good, I got to know them. But Painted Raccoon and their crew, I've gotten to know them legit. They are really good. Go check them out seriously. Second thing second. This is gonna be my music category. Obviously, I've gotten to know these two guys. I've gotten to know from these two groups. I've gotten to know them within my friends' mutual circle. Which, by the way, shout out JP or GP, my cousin, the one and only. He's not only my cousin, but he does really good photography work. But he knows friends a lot within the medium, and he got me into two of the guys that I've gotten real good friends with. But also they do music as well. Alexian and Down by Dawn. They are Alexian's. I've listened to like his whole album, and but the one song that always is stuck in my head is Bias Wrecker. That one is like has like a heavy rock vibe within that, and that's something with beat I've been listening to recently. It's just heavy rock and punk rock, so that's within my head. But he makes really good music, so go check him out. And then Down by Down, I met the drummer for him, and they recently came out with a new song that I've listened to the recent EP as well, like the Fuse, real good EP by the way. Go check it out. But also the new song, which is called Fumes, is also I think it's out. It was out last week. They just released it last week, but it is a banger, and the music is legit. On like the garage, like if you were like in the garage, like heavy punk like vibe, that's what it feels like. So like that, if you like stuff like that, that's within the taste as well, and especially it hones within the me. I gotta go to a live show of both of them, but no, they're both really good indie artists, so go check them out, like legit. And then this is gonna be my miscellaneous category, but I have to obviously put their names in there, which obviously I need to. Before I say anything though, my inspirations VannaMelon, CND. I've gotten the chance to reconnect with them this past year, and honest to God, I say this with the both of them. They are both one of the greatest Like, I know a lot of people don't talk about them like as much compared to like at least right now, because I know obviously how the landscape of YouTube is, but those two were the greatest people that I've ever gotten to inspire from for content. And it, like they honed me into this world of like role play and like content creating and just like their videos and stuff. And like I've contributed to a little bit as well. Like I've like used that like like within my work as well. And it's like like some of the aspects that my work that I put in. You got like those small tidbits I got from them. So huge shout out to the both of them. But the three people. Let's see. This is three. Obviously Chicken Dog. He's from obviously the N10 community and obviously from the CND community, but he's spreading his name out there, and he was the first person. Fun fact, for those of you who don't know, he was the first person who has gotten the Nintendo Switch 2. So, and he's doing like he legit. I'm gonna say this right now. He stayed there for 60 days waiting in
sir.
line. And he's
Vlogged
like,
it all.
it's incredible. He vlogged it all. He was dedicated in there, and I was like, dude, I want to go there one day. And it's just like I really want to go. Like it's just one of those aspects that's like, okay, I want to travel. I want to travel to this point. So it's like, okay, I want to not only meet this guy, but also be like, I want to experience, the own aspect within that. Because obviously, with the Joy-Con Boys community and all Alex's community, he brought that tradition over through the Nintendo Switch 2 era, and it's insane to see how far in dedication he puts in there. So that's within
Yeah.
there. That's within there. Go check out Chicken Dog. Another guy, a person I want to bring up. This guy I also just found out this year, and I've just he's immutable of Vanna, and that's how his community I managed to reconnect with Vanna, and managed to get to hone in within his content as well. But his content, his theorizing content is very he theorizes about a lot of things. He could go on and theorize about different characters and different aspects within video games, but for what he does, and the research he does within it is insane. And he's kind of like the mini version of like the game theorists and like MatPat a little bit. So Juicebox, you're getting my second shout out. Legit, go check him out, please. He is like, he's not only a good fan of Vanna, but also him and his community. They are like one of the people that I've gotten to know, especially this year, and especially with getting to branch my name out there. He's been open about it, and he's been one of those people that like I've gotten to see another vision of content just on that light that's in there. So that's huge shout out to him. And then, oof, I do have 3 spots open. But I think the third spot, I'm just gonna open it up to anybody, right? Check out anybody, right?
Mr. Sky.
Mr. Sky, N10. I have my whole list of people that I have on. Like, if you go to my channel and like on my Twitch and my YouTube, I have like a whole list of people that like not only just within there that I'm good friends with, but also that it echoes within the vision of like, you guys need to check these people out. And also within my collaboration playlist, it's within there as well. Please, like, go check. No matter who it is, right? Please go support. Like any of your like small artists, right? And like small indie artists that are trying to make a name out there. Please go support and tell them I sent you, and go tell them that like, hey, this guy's been preaching about how even within the lower stream of media, right? There's people out there that are making very entertaining and also very like just stuff that's like interesting, but also just like correlating, and this is stuff that like is like peaking within like interest, like within right there. So go tell him I sent you, legit. And yeah, I could go on. I have like a whole, again, Matt didn't exaggerate. I have a whole list. I could go on about this all day, like legit, here and there.
All day.
That's my main spots. That's my main spots I really want to put on. But there are people out there, legit. Go check them out. Go just support your local artists. Go support, no matter what, if they make food, if they make art, if they make music, no matter what it is, go support them. Go tell them I sent you, and go tell them thank you for what you do. Because at the end of the day, they'll also have that same love and energy that as I felt, and they felt as well. So there you go. It's like a good trade-off. You're getting the good product, and you're also getting something in return. It's a good trade-off of both sides. So there you go.
Preach. And the final one for you, brother. Plug yourself. Where can the FTI community find you after we end your Creator of the Week with this podcast?
Okay, yeah, that's oh my gosh, I can't believe we're here already, man. No, but again, we could go on like all day. Like me and Matt had been the greatest like duo like ever, like we're here for each other. But I just want to say real quick before I plug myself, I just want to thank Matt again, and not only thank
you,
Matt,
brother,
but also thank the whole FTI community for putting me on the spotlight. Like I've been within the community for a long bit, ever since the beginning of the near beginning of the heyday. But I also got to know Matt personally, and like legit, he is one of the most talented talented people I've ever gotten to know, and like to see his vision of how he gets his name out there with different creators, and does everything to support everyone is just insane. So huge heart, my
Thank
brother.
you, brother.
I appreciate you. Thank you for being such an amazing guy and amazing
Oh, yeah.
friend. As for me, I am LD. I am LETBYT. I have a link tree usually Matt, I don't know if Matt might put it in, but it's
I
in the
got you. I'll
description.
put it. I'll put it.
It,
I'll put it in the
it's in the
description.
description. It's the link tree in there that I usually have all my social stuff in, for like my Twitter, my Instagram, my Discord group, and all my other stuff that's within there. It is in there. But just look up LDTVYT everywhere except for Twitch, because that's I used to be LDTVYT1, but I figured Twitch would not like having YouTube in there, so I just erased it to like LDTV1. But otherwise, for that platform and a few different other platforms, the link tree's in there. You'll find me in there. And yeah, no, I do have some big stuff coming soon. I will say, now that the birthday stream's over, I do have some big stuff that I want to put out at least before the end of the year. But I want to say, at least exclusively here, I do have one big thing for next year. I do have
Okay.
one big thing next year. I do plan on traveling next year, because you guys saw how I did with that Nintendo San Francisco trip and how that was my
Yep.
first ever solo trip. It was crazy. I still gotta upload the footage for that. Which, by the way, Marks, I know you're watching this. I know I'm working on it. I promise you. I just haven't had the time to do it. I got you. But I will get on it. But I am planning on traveling next year, and because I've been
Okay.
wanting to travel more, and I've been wanting to get my name out there, not just within the places where I traveled in, but also within the East Coast, and that's where I'm heading. I am heading to the East Coast next year, spring. Technically, I'm hoping for when Tomodachi Life comes out, I might be in there, but my tentative, hopefully right now, is Chicago, New York, and the Upper East Coast, because that's
Let's
where all
go.
my friends reside. That's where I want to go, and obviously I want to at least have a way to archive it all. Maybe there will be a point too. Hey, maybe I might travel to Canada. Maybe I might travel internationally. Who knows? But I'm planning that. We're slowly planning that within that. Hopefully within when Tomodachi Life releases, I should be able to. I don't know what Nintendo said. Like, I'm trying to plan my time off for like when Tomodachi Life. It's not announced yet, but I'm hoping they announce it soon so I could schedule it and be like, okay, I need to start planning, because I really want to meet these guys and I want to experience the town, because I never really got a chance to travel like ever. Like, again, I never really had the luxury of like doing anything that like all the other kids did. So I finally have that luxury now, and especially now that I have a source of income to do it, I can finally do it. So I'm just like, I can do that. So, but that will be next year. That will be within spring next year. Hopefully within Tomodachi Life launches, because I really want to go within that launch. I experienced the Nintendo New York hype and stuff like that, because that's where I homed my thing from, and I really want to like experience it. But yeah, that's my big plan for next year, and we're working on it right now. We're slowly putting the money and everything into it, and yeah, we're just ending off the year strong as we can. And next year, I feel like we're in this saga right now. This is kind of the saga within the LD lore that's like 2024, 2025, 2026. That's like the trilogy of like the peak LD era. This is like the One Piece era. That's like we found the One Piece, and this is it right here. So there you go. But that's what's going on. That's what's happening within me. But I'm honored. I've been honored again to be here. Thank you, Matt, again for the opportunity. I appreciate it. And yeah, no, I appreciate you guys. Like, for real. I love you guys. Television Jamers, everybody who's in there. Y'all awesome. You guys, at every day, bring me up. Like, you keep my spirits up high at the end of the day. And it's at the end of the day, it keeps me going. And I appreciate it, like 100%, like legit, for real. So all love, and there you go. Have a night. Have a nice night. Have a good night. I hope y'all are doing amazing. I could go on. Like, again, I'm just a happy-go-lucky guy. But yeah, no, I appreciate it though. It's all love. It's all love.
All love, brother. No, reciprocated right back at you. FTI Community, we are ending LD's week as the creator of the week with this incredible podcast. I've known the man for about 4 years, almost on 5, and I have learned so much about this guy. You can check him out in the description, or if you want a direct link, it's at LDTVYT on YouTube, LDTV1 on Twitch. I have been Matt of the In Your Studio podcast. I don't think there's a creator of the week next week, but if there is, I will catch you on Monday with the new creator of the week, or if not, I will catch you for the next one. I hope everybody has a great night, and we'll catch you soon. Peace out.
Good night.